Give me a moment. Okay, hello, good evening, everyone. And I so look forward to coming here every Friday and at this time and talking to all of you, especially because you guys have been extremely encouraging. I've been receiving so many messages personally saying that, the every Friday that I come and speak to you all, maybe even if it's for just 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but people are finding value in it and the small little things which they are implementing, and it is bringing an impact in their life. It's just so encouraging and motivating to know this that. Somewhere people are getting impacted positively, and that keeps me going. And I honestly, look forward every Friday this time, 6:30 p.m., where I would come and talk to you all on any topic, where I can give some value, maybe through my life experiences or something which I have studied, observed around me. And so it really keeps me going. And today, what I'm going to talk about is something which is very interesting, and it is about our mind. Now, mind is definitely a very interesting subject matter. I'm sure no one would deny that. For centuries and centuries, the scientists have studied our mind and our brain. And, there is our right brain, our left brain, our creative mind, our logical mind, the subconscious and the conscious mind. So, this is definitely a very interesting subject matter, but and interesting and definitely very important as well. But unfortunately, we are all the servants of our minds and thoughts, whereas it should be the other way around. We should be the masters of our mind or masters of our thoughts. But most of us just let our thoughts run haywire, and we do not even realize what we are thinking. So, it's very unfortunate that we are in control of our thoughts, whereas it should be the other way around, where we should be able to control what we think. And so it is very important to bring in that control, because otherwise it just keeps running haywire, and our mind is free to think whatever it wants to. And most of the time it is not a very good thing, because what happens is, when we are not aware of our thoughts, we either live in the past or the future. But it is the present in which we should be living, because our present is most important. And unfortunately, because we have no control over what we are thinking, either we keep thinking about the things which has happened in the past, and that too not so good things which has impacted us negatively, and we keep living in our past, or we keep living in the future, that if this thing happens in the future, that's when I'm going to be happy, that's when I will call myself successful, and that's when things will be good for me. And in that process we forget to live and enjoy what is in our present. So we keep oscillating between our past and the future. But what should be is, we should be living in our present. So for that, it is important that we become aware of our thoughts. And that's when, that awareness comes in. That's when we can control our thoughts. For that, uh, because nowadays our lives are so fast paced, we just forget to sit with ourselves to observe what we are thinking. So that is completely lost, and how it impacts our life negatively. One thing which I would definitely want to talk about today is, most of us live in this thought of fear, which is a very, very major, part of our lives. Fear can be of numerous kinds. There's fear of rejection, fear of criticism, fear of losing someone. That, if I don't do this, the person might just go away from my life, or if I do this, people might just ridicule me. So it's all in our head, and it's just imaginary. And I can say it with so much of conviction only because, when I was in school, I always wanted to go up on the stage and, talk to people, take a part in various elocutions or drama or debates which used to happen in the school. But this whole fear in my mind that, what if I forget my lines? What if I end up making a fool of myself? What if people and my, friends and teachers laugh at me? So this whole fear never ever let me take that step or that initiative to go and take part in those various competitions in my school and colleges, which used to take place in spite of knowing that, I was good at it, or I was capable of doing good there. And good bad does not matter, but the point was I wanted to take part, I wanted to be there, but this whole fear never let me took that initiative. And how I had built that fear in me, just by telling myself constantly, no, you will not be able to do it. No, you will forget lines. No, what if you just end up making a fool out of yourself? So constantly telling those thoughts, letting my mind think those thoughts, ultimately led me to believe them. And now, when I reached a point in my life, where my professional life, it came at a stage where I could no longer, work without coming in front of people. I had to be on the stage. I had to talk to people. Today also, if I'm talking to you all, being here, it is something which I cannot avoid. In fact, now I enjoy doing it, but I had to come out of my fear. And that's when I realized that it's actually quite simple. It's just that I have to change the way I think, the way I let my mind think. So the moment I started telling myself that it's okay, that even if I forget something, it's not a big deal, and it's just in my mind, I took the initiative. Today I talk on various platforms to various people. It's not that I don't, forget things or I don't end up making mistakes. But that's absolutely okay. That's just a part of it. Everybody does that. But the point that, these we let these fear hold us back and not take that step and initiative, that becomes a big hurdle in our lives. And be it any fear, it is just a pigmentation of our imagination. Fear is never real. It is just a self built belief, which we have built for ourselves, because most of the times it let us live in our comfort zone, not take that action and go out there and be there. So it helps us, build that boundary around us, and be comfortable in that and not take that step. So it is very important that we come out of our various fears, and that will happen only when we change our thoughts. And to change our thoughts, we have to first become aware of them. Once we start becoming aware that what we are thinking, sit in silence to contemplation, spend some time with yourself. So that's when we realize that most of the thoughts which we have come from a place of scarcity. And what we have to do is we have to move from the scarcity to the growth mindset. And a scarcity mindset in the sense that I don't have enough time, I'm not good enough, I have failed previously, so I might just fail again. So everything negative, we come from that scarcity mindset. And we have to now start taking steps to move from that scarcity to the growth mindset. Know where if I want to make time, I will be able to take out time for things which I want to do. So what if I was not successful last time, but I learned so much from that. So, I will give it another shot. So that is how we have to move from the scarcity mindset to the growth mindset, to the success mindset, to the abundance mindset. You know, we have to bring in that self love, self growth, that self respect in order to live to our fullest potential. What we are doing right now is most of us is, we are comfortably sitting in the passenger's seat of our lives and just watching it pass by. Whereas we should be sitting in the driver's seat of our lives with full control. Right now the someone else is controlling our lives and we are just happily sitting in the passenger seat and watching it pass by. And that someone else is not anyone else, but is just our mind, our thoughts, what we think, what we believe. So if we can take charge of our thought process, we will be controlling our lives. We can move it in the direction in which we want it to move. And not just okay, the way it is happening, let it happen without any control, without anything, without you are yourself clueless in that case, that where is your life going, but the direction it is going in, you just keep moving along with it. No, it should be that you are in charge. You should be the one who should be, giving direction to your life, where you want it to move, how you want it to go ahead. So as I said, for that, it is very important that we become aware of our thoughts. We take in charge of our thoughts and move from that negative, from that scarcity thought to that abundant and positive thoughts. And it will only happen if we have that kind of focus, determination, and discipline. Most of the people, they fall back after taking the first step, or most people do not even take that first step, first initiative, because though they say they want to bring in that change, but they lack that kind of focus, or that their drive is not really strong. As I said, that I have spent a good part of my life, my school and college life, not getting up on stage and speaking to people, even though I wanted to, because my fear was always very dominant. But at this stage of time, because my drive to, grow professionally was so strong, that no matter what, I overcame my fear. So that drive has to be there. If your drive is not strong enough, you will in all probability not take that first step which is required, to move ahead in the direction in which you want to. So what is very important is bring in that drive and then change your thought process from the scarcity to the growth to the abundant one, and become aware what you are thinking. Take charge of your thoughts. Bring in that awareness. Once that awareness sets in, you will see that how negatively you are thinking, or how you are responsible for pushing yourself back by just thinking in such a negative manner. And it is very, very correctly said that our mind does not know the difference between what is imaginary and what is real. So whatever we tell our mind, whatever we feed it with, it will take that as a ultimate sentence, that okay, this is what I'm supposed to believe and this is the reality. So you know what is important is we feed it with positive thoughts instead of negative ones. So for that, first we have to be aware at least, of what we are thinking, and to bring in that awareness, bring in that, silence, contemplation, at least for few minutes in a day, and sit with yourself, think, and it will be a big eye opener and a big realization for all of you. And once you do that, those small changes will start coming in. So the next time when you have a negative thought and you are aware of it, you will be able to cut that thought right there. Instead of indulging into it, making it even stronger, you will be able to, say, tell your mind that, okay, shut up. This is not the thing which I want to think about. So once you're able to break that pattern, the changes will start setting in. So, and that's how we can create our own destiny. That is why I always say that, it's ultimately in our hands, our destiny. We are the makers of our own destiny. So you can move the life in the direction in which you want to by just changing your thought process. That is the first step which needs to be taken in order to, move where you want to be. And we can't change the way we think. Our perceptions will never change, our outlook will never change, and we will be stuck in the rut in which we are currently and will not be able to move ahead. So, if you want to take charge of your destiny and create your destiny the way you want to, so start thinking positively, take charge of your thoughts, take control of your life, move from that passenger seat to the driver's seat of your life and see it bloom beautifully. I hope that, at least some of you would try and observe, not try, but would definitely, sit and observe your thoughts and then start bringing in the changes. And do keep me posted if it helps you or how it has helped you, or there's any question which you all would want to know, anything which you want to talk about or ask me. I'm available, on Messenger, or you could just drop in the message in the chat box and I'll definitely get back to you all. So take charge of your life, take charge of your destiny, and see it bloom into a beautiful, beautiful flower. Thank you, and we'll meet again next week. Bye bye.